Good morning. If you're just joining me, we'll get started in just a moment. I have to have coffee before I calm down. I have to wake up. This is a little bit different than my Zoom formats that I do my live streaming in. I cannot see you all. I can see how many people are here, but I can't see you. So you're safe to wear pajamas to do this in the mornings. I kind of have to class it up a little bit. I've been concocting weird things to wear to bed, especially when it's stormy and cold and rainy and yucky outside. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds and then we'll get started. In the meantime, I would grab something that would be comfortable for you to sit on. So you can sit on a chair, you can sit on the floor with some cushions or blankets, and we'll talk about that. But have something nearby that's comfortable that you can use today. If you're sitting up in bed, I'm just going to have you sit away from the headboard, maybe put some support behind your back to sit up straight because we do need a tall spine. Good morning and welcome to my meditation session. I'll be offering this through next Friday and we'll see how it goes. And you know, if it turns out that we're benefiting from it, the time works, then I will extend it out. So we'll see when we get there. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Andrea Dyer and I've been practicing yoga since college. And I got into meditation when I started reading Cindy Lee's book, Om Yoga, and that was probably in the mid-90s. And I have in the last 3 years looped back to Cindy and I have been training with her, and I have trained under her tutelage as a meditation teacher. I've been practicing meditation in different forms since the mid-90s, and I find that meditation helps me find my calm ground in the moment. Practicing with Cindy in the last 3 years has really helped me with her meditation technique that she learned in the lineage of shamatha. She is a trained Buddhist, I'm losing my words because it's early in the morning. She is a lay person who has been indoctrinated into Buddhist meditation through her teachers, and she teaches shamatha, which is a very simple technique. It's simple in that it's a 3-step process. You sit and you put your body mindfully in a position of ease and calm. And then you find your breath and you place your attention with the breath. And you usually place your attention with the breath in a place where the breath is very evident to you, like at the rings of the nostrils, maybe in the rise and fall of your chest, or maybe in the belly, feeling the breath there. And it's not to laser focus on the breath, but it's to have a sense of something that's here in the present, and we just deliberately and compassionately put our awareness there. And then the 3rd step, and this is the one that really helps us develop the muscles of meditation, is replacement. When we find that our awareness has drifted away from where we've placed it, we replace it, we bring it back, and we put it there. It's like something that's moved that you want to put right back in a position where you can be aware of it. It's kind of like, to me, an awakening, because we get caught up in thoughts, we get caught up in plans, and those things take us into the past or push us into the future, and those things are not real. Once a moment has passed, it is subject to the stories and configurations of the mind, and it loses its truth. It's very much interpreted by us in our minds. The things that cause anxiety are these fantastic stories and fantasies that we create in our mind, and they create physical reactions in our bodies. Our heart rate increases, we clench, we start going into fight or flight. And a lot of those symptoms are evident to us. And you might even check yourself, in random moments of the day when you're feeling anxious. But shoulders will come forward, and they're well trained now because we're all on devices. There will be a clench, our breath will be scant, and we will feel that our thoughts and emotions are outweighing anything that's present with us. So this is a way of flipping the script. And it is something that one session doesn't change things forever, but you will see the evidence of how good it is for you. But you have to do a couple of things. You have to be willing to let go of judging and being critical. The self-critic can be very loud, especially when you're in high states of anxiety. So I want you to remember that nothing is right or wrong when we're meditating. It just is what it is. And that sounds trite, but whatever is here, and we work with it. Meditation helps us sit with whatever is here. And we can sit with sleepiness, we can sit with restlessness, we can sit with sadness, we can sit with giddiness. Anything that's here is valid for us to sit with. And what happens is we start to notice and recognize who we are beneath all of that. So there's always something underneath that's being clouded by thoughts and feelings and stories and fantasies. So our work today will be to start exercising the muscles of replacement and attention. And we're going to start with a seat. So I'm sitting with my ankles crossed today, my feet tucked under. Some days I put one foot in front of the other. Some days that doesn't feel good in my hips, so I switch and I kind of fold my knees back and sit. I sit on a cushion because that elevates my hips and gives my knees a little bit of room. Some days I don't need that cushion. So I think the one caveat is your pelvis needs to be neutral and peaceful. So if you're sitting toward the front of your sit bones, your spine's going to roll up into its natural contours. If you are sitting on the back of your sit bones, it's going to bring you back into that anxiety posture where the shoulders come forward and we kind of crush into ourselves. We close up. So being upright and putting ourselves in the posture is part of the placement of where we are when we start this meditation, and we keep coming back to this as well. Now, if none of these options are working for you, I would totally recommend sitting in a chair. And I've been sitting in a chair for my meditation practice for the last 3-4 weeks because my back has been a little sketchy. And so you want to remove the obstacle of things that are tender or need your attention so that you're not, it's like, I don't know how many of you out there are parents, but when you try to do something and you've got the nagging kid or dog wanting something from you, you've got to take care of that before you sit so you can have a better session of exercising your meditation muscles. So take a moment and find a seat that works for you and have lots of different seats that you can go to. Not everything will work every day. So don't think that there's one and done. It is a toolbox that you can access. Once you've set the pelvis and you feel that the legs are grounded and relaxed, I want you to lengthen up and put your shoulders over your hips. Now, if you're in a chair, this is hard to do if you're sitting all the way to the back of the seat. So you need to sit forward to the front edge of the seat, and then your legs will be in right angles so that they're solidly on the ground and you can feel that connection. We can feel this connection, and then we can rise up out of that. So there's a lumbar curve, and then there's a cervical curve. So placing your head on top of your spine, shoulders back, and then bring your hands back, maybe right above where the knees are. Placing your palms down is called the mudra of calm abiding. It actually helps to calm the nerve endings that are in your palms. And when we turn our palms up, and there are other mudras, and we'll practice with those in this coming week, but they can be stimulating. So maybe we want a slow entry into today. So palms down, elbows heavy. So they're just gently holding your shoulders back. So we're not pulling our shoulders back. We're releasing effort so we can focus on the effort of replacement. And then bringing your head up last, like it's a crown that you're putting on your spine. Chin is level with the ground. There's a rise through the top of the mouth, the roof of the mouth, and through the top of the skull. So your head sits there, and it doesn't feel like you're squishing your spine like you're making a panini, but maybe like it's a slinky, and it has just a little bit of space, a little bit of air between all of the coils. Now, in shamatha meditation, we meditate with our eyes open. And I had to get used to that because I was meditating Vipassana meditation, insight meditation, and I was closing my eyes. But I found that when I was in anxiety and higher levels of fear or anger, that when I closed my eyes, I instantly went into stories. It was almost too fast that I couldn't snap myself back. So I did get used to meditating with my eyes open, and it's a soft gaze, and if you just look over the tip of your nose, it'll take you to about 4 feet in front of you, and just drop your eyes down. It makes your eyes maybe a little heavy lidded. Whatever is there 4 feet in front of you, just have an open gaze there. We're not going to focus in and study it like we have laser eyes. We're just going to be open and aware there. Eyes open, because when we're here in this moment, we're awake. Hopefully we're awake at 7:40 in the morning. Now let's take a deep breath in, like you're gathering all the threads of your awareness and just bringing them into your being and down all the way through your spinal column, down into your seat. Do that again. Deep breath in. And maybe even an audible exhale as you bring those threads of awareness all the way down into the comfort of your seat. Now, as you let go of that managing of the breath, let the awareness be placed right at the end of your nose, or maybe in your chest, or maybe in your belly, where you feel the breath. Become familiar with the breath there. Feel yourself relaxing into that familiarity. It's like the first time you go visit your in-laws, it's a little stiff and awkward. But then, 3-4 Thanksgivings in, you're unzipping your pants after the meal and laying all over their couch. Now, we're humans, and our minds operate by spewing thoughts. They sweat thoughts. Brains do. And those thoughts are very enticing and sticky, and they will try to pull you back into past things or future things and create stories. And that's going to happen because we're humans and we're alive. But the moment that we realize that we've been caught up in a story, that's an awakening. And then we exercise the muscles of awareness and attention by bringing that back to the breath, wherever we determined home base is. And we keep doing that, and we do it over and over and over again while we sit. Another base for our attention is the posture. And if we find ourselves coming back into the habitual body, then we awaken to the posture again. We reset the posture. Sometimes the spine gets fatigued when we're sitting. So I want to give you a little tip that it's okay to move. Fiddle farting is not okay, but fiddling with the posture is okay. So there's a difference. If you're moving during meditation, try to make it mindful, so it's slow and you're aware of what you're doing, you're feeling what you're doing. A little twist always refreshes the spine, so if you twist to the right, your gaze turns to the right. You see everything as you're turning. You're lifting and feeling that twist, and then slowly unwinding, and then going to the other side. And then back again. And then you reset your gaze, you re-find your breath, and you keep practicing, replacing your attention back in the moment. I want us to practice that now. So I didn't want to ring my bell. It's a little harsh for the morning, so let's find the posture. Find your breath. And ding. I'll let you know when our time is up, but keep practicing here. Blink your eyes, lift your gaze, and feel the sense of yourself all over. Little by little, we start to see ourselves underneath all of this stuff that's anxious and stressed, and we recognize the goodness within us, and we can share that with others. The benefit of our practice is enough for us, and there's enough to share it out with other human beings, all beings, in fact. I invite you to join me in a dedication of the merit of our practices, as I learned from Cindy, Buddhist chaplain. It came to me. In her lineage of shamatha meditation, we'll bring palms together, thumbs to the heart. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be parted from freedom's true joy. And may all beings dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Let's bow together, honoring the practice. Thank you all for being here. We'll meet back here tomorrow. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to email me. It's mbfy108@gmail.com. I know you probably have questions about, can I blink my eyes? Can I do this? Can I do that? And I'm glad to address those. We'll practice a little longer each day. And these meditations, while they're live now, they will be kept on this page on my website. So you can go back and you can do more of this anytime you want to. Thanks for being here. Namaste.